نجمة.
Yes.
Hi.
Hi, Isaac. I was enjoying the meeting on Sunday very much. I was at the beach, so I was on and off with my camera, but especially you were speaking with Gaia. And there was something Jennifer said, which is also for me, like what happens in the outside world can be so big that it, the balance between peace, or you even said one more thought, that's the only step away from peace. But when it's really challenged, like I communicated my point of view with my family, and I was at least happy that there was an exchange. But it was so big that it almost takes all the space. And it's like then something is judging, like it shouldn't take that much space, or anywhere with that, I'd like to sit with you. Something wants to have it perfect or finished, or doesn't want to fall back into not being, has a strong preference. what actually happened, Isaac, is that I couldn't find the right way to resource. And the mind stayed very active, and I still see it now, like I really didn't know. I haven't had that for a long time, but it was yesterday very strong, and therefore the system is still going back to it.
Tell me a moment when awareness is not here.
Yeah, mind can be somewhere else, but it's always there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So why trouble with anything that comes and goes?
Yeah.
Thanks, Roger.
Thank you, Isaac, so much.
Off there.
Good morning.
Good evening. How's this for you? For me, it's absolutely exquisite.
How to give words, huh? It's such big light, and stillness, and
And
like,
it's embodied for me. It feels really embodied.
yes, all the cells
Every cell.
are doing, are feeling, are sensing. It's really open, but the space around or behind it is so big.
Huge.
That
Yeah.
and also somehow it seems that I can sense, how do you say, the patterns or the conditioning more in its core, like right in the, some wounds are just wounding, you know how to say that?
Yeah.
Parts are just, but it's not, there's no need to make a story around it, or it's just a sensation, it's just,
Yeah.
yeah.
And to me, there's also this quality of tenderness, such a tenderness with whatever's coming. It's just beautiful. Yeah.
You taught me that. It's like surrender, like
Beauty. Thank you. Esther? Martin had his hand up. Yes.
Hi, Isaac.
Hi, Martin.
Well, I think in the last years, I often had this hope for a great breakthrough or something like that, and it never happened. I had some nice experiences, but not this breakthrough. But my other experience is that very slowly something happened, and it was a deepening. And then, I mean, maybe 2 years ago, I had some times I was just happy without reason, and then it went away again, and then I was again happy without reason, and this deepened very slowly. And now in the last weeks, I sometimes have the feeling it's really amazing. I'm kind of a little bit in love, but not with someone else.
Fantastic, man. Nice description.
It's really, I'm doing very hard with love. It's not I'm not good in it. And so for me, it's strange. You know, what's happening here? It's kind of, in Germany, you have this saying, you have aeroplanes in your stomach. I don't know if you know it. And I have it sometimes, and I say, "What? Why do you have it?" It's without reason, because just I think it's a relationship to myself.
Oh, beautiful. Yeah. Oh, lovely. Yeah.
And of course, it's not always. It's very hard then when it goes away, because you have to do a lot of things and you lose it. But I learned in the retreat, it's my attention. Yeah? So I
Yeah.
try to train it to put the attention
Yeah.
back.
Yeah. And you know, when you say it's with yourself, this is the big self. This is with, because the big self includes everything. Nothing is separate from it. So it's a love affair with self. With yeah.
And I try just to be patient, because my experience is it goes very slowly. It's not like a splash and you are awake or something like that. Not for me. It's just going very slowly, deepening, and then you just go to get some bread and just walking and being happy without reason. It's amazing. Yes. Maybe we just can sit a little bit with that.
Yeah, of course, it's such pleasure.
I can fall in it, and still there's sometimes a voice that said, don't take so much time, don't take so much time, you have to stop now.
Yeah, and it's good to see that voice and just include it, but also laugh at it, not take it serious. It's just
But it feels very wide and lively.
Mm.
Thanks a lot.
Thank you, Martin. Okay. Jennifer, then Varesha. Oh, we've got a whole journey here.
Hi, Isaac.
Bye.
I really resonated with what Martin just spoke. And there's, just a deepening into something.
Oh. Okay, so I will change the order. I'll be with Jennifer somehow. Okay, misunderstanding there. Second time with Jennifer, and then I'll be with you afterwards, Lily. Okay.
Yeah, that what Martin just spoke really, resonates. And there's a deepening into something very vast that, is allowing some really frozen layers to show up.
Fantastic.
But the holding, it's lessening of that holding of them, like pushing them away.
Yeah.
And it almost feels as if there was almost waiting for someone to show up to be able to hold them. And I'm starting to see that that's here now.
Oh, fantastic.
Yeah. But it's a fine line that wants to take its foot off the gas and allow it to relax, and then something wants to put the foot on the brakes to, can I really be with this or allow this?
I mean, to me, it just seems that most of these mechanisms have been around for generations, and they're coming up now in expressions of itself, of the great self that finally has the maturity and the willingness and all the skill sets necessary just to be present and allow them to come integrate, but for the benefit of all beings, not even for ourselves anymore. It's just, okay. These mechanisms are pretty generic. They're not particular to any one person that I've seen.
Yeah. Yeah, I've also been seeing that as they are being touched here, there's such a sense of freedom, and then it just feels like it's just freeing up humanity. I don't know how else to describe it.
Yeah.
Yeah. Like it was waiting for someone to rescue. That's how it feels.
And it just enables this more vulnerable, more authentic expression of itself to be here, which is amazing. Yeah. And it does just keep going deeper in my experience. And I don't think there's a limit to it. It's, yeah.
Somehow it feels, for me, it needs that other nervous system to almost feel like to thaw out, I guess I want to use that term.
Yeah. Amazing. It's beautiful.
Thank you, Isaac.
No, thank you. Wow. Really amazing. Lily.
Thank you. Hi.
Hi.
Yeah, interesting exploration with Esther also. I whenever I feel devalued, and it's not targeted at me, but it affects me, or it can affect me, or I can see that it may. I enter into this massive desperation or instant, and then I just go. And I also seem like a hole, an energetic hole, and I think it's looping on itself. And I asked whether I should go into it, and the answer was no. So that was it. And it's really hard because when I'm in this, I attract a lot of other rubbish.
Of course. Yeah. And just to be clear, Liliana, it has nothing to do with you. This is, you could say, some old ancestral pattern. And of course, when it's playing, it feels very personal, and it, yeah. So
I know it's not inside in the energetic in my system.
yeah,
It's playing
that's
strong.
that's a good knowing, just to know that.
Yeah. Thanks for saying it again as well.
Yeah. And there is an interest to meet beautifully, and it's learning, and it's learning little bit by little bit. That's it.
Yes. Yesterday was so obvious. To bring to me as the beloved, and it was nice to have that focus and that desire like willingness from within. Oh, thank you.
Mm.
So it seems to touch, excuse me, a lot on self-worth, and it makes me want to run away from society, from everything.
I completely get it. That's why we have to go so slowly and so gently, because it is an old trauma. It's an old, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah.
Oh, okay. Okay. Oh. Oh. Oh,
Absolutely.
so
It's pressure. There you go. Okay. Aye.
Hi, Isaac. So tomorrow I get the red light Quasimodo treatment again.
Okay.
Yeah. And I'm open for healing support, yeah, from everybody. And there's the hope that it will be done then. Yeah. But also not knowing.
Just very gently explore what happens if you kind of hitchhike or go with that hope.
Yeah,
Just to see.
yeah, not funny.
Not funny. Yeah.
Uh, It just less.
I'm curious because you said it was quite painful, but it didn't seem to leave a scab or a scar or anything. It just was.
I mean, it's 10 minutes painful when the red
Yeah.
light comes. And then, I mean, it was swollen for some days and red and some,
Yeah, but it doesn't like burn it off. It doesn't leave the scab or it doesn't like that.
oh no, I
Yeah.
hope. Doctor said maybe she had, what is it? I know Swedish stuff. Mm. To do something more, put something away, maybe, she said, yeah. But I have to mention, I had a beautiful session with Pavitra yesterday. I really can recommend her. She looked at my birth chart and the planets, and because I had the question, what's is it going on, or what? Who is healing? Wow! And she gave me such confidence for myself, for my body, for my own knowing. Wow. And she said, doesn't matter what the doctor says or the paper or your body knows. Wow. Very good. It relaxes me also a lot. On it. So, the higher side. Mm. But the cells are excited. I mean, they know something is coming, or the nervous system. Mm. Mm. Mm.
Oh, Sylvie.
Hi, Isaac.
Hi, Sylvie.
Can you speak again? I don't see you.
Sure. Sure. Does
Yes.
that help?
Yes, there you are. I would love to explore some other layers about work again. And I had this weekend the feeling of when thinking of doing normal work again, what happens in my system is that I totally lose connection with myself, and it's felt like even from the universe. So I want to understand this layer.
So what does work mean?
Work, the work I mean is doing something for money which you don't like.
Okay. Okay, that's what you call work.
Yeah.
Okay.
Because I love my work, but it's not it's just not enough for what I want. So yeah, really thinking about doing other work, but my system totally collapsed with that.
Yeah, well, I mean, with
thinking.
that definition, I can understand.
Yeah. Yeah, but it's
And
the truth. It's the truth. My heart is with my healing and my my little practice, and
yeah,
so
so then what makes you move into doing something you don't like to get money? You don't have
yeah.
enough money?
Oh, yes, there's enough money, but also for the
So
last.
then, so then what would make you go and do something you don't like for money?
At the moment, because of the lawsuit, and
Whatever,
yeah.
just look at it. To go and do something you don't like for money.
Yeah, my system.
for whatever reason.
Yeah, I know. And still there's a wanting, because I don't know if there's enough money now for the lawsuit, because the funding is not going so well at the moment, and I want to pay it myself then. So there's a good intention, but my system totally freaks out and says,
Yeah.
no,
Yeah. So
get
you can
lost.
see so you can see there's some different how could I say,
Yeah, it's almost
ideas.
resistance.
Yeah, of course.
Yeah, totally.
I mean, today I spent hours. I'm selling a car that I really love.
Yeah.
And I spent hours today cleaning it, and I mean, you could call it work, but it was like caressing this car. It was like, like touching every little crevice in it, and it was. I loved it. It wasn't like that's so I could call it work, but it was, just. So this idea of doing something that you don't like for money, that's prostitution. Right? But even prostitution, a lot of prostitutes love what they do. It's not like they. So,
yeah, maybe they also love it.
yeah, I would imagine that there are people that love it, and that's why they do it. But I guess to do anything you don't like.
Yeah, but there, I think 90% of the people on this planet do what they don't love to do.
Yeah, well, that's pretty crazy.
Yeah, but everybody's like that, because when you follow.
Doesn't mean that you have to.
No, my system is going nuts.
And I can understand.
Yeah.
The system's smarter than you.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah. But what is is it just that my system is just saying no, stop it?
Yeah,
or
your system is saying no, don't do it.
It's so strong.
And but then there's this other mechanism that's like a driver in your personality or whatever that goes, no, I have to.
Yeah, there's a strong drive and a good intention also, but my system.
But it's confused. It's confused.
But my system is the boss. Yeah, it feels more clear to me now. Yeah. I thought it was like this, but I also can feel it more now. Yeah.
Yeah, beautiful.
And I also feel now that it's saying, or life is saying, just stay here and trust. Yeah.
I don't know, there we have to look at what the word trust means. I mean, it's like, can we be true to what we love, regardless of how life goes? To speak trust, it's like it's going to turn out somehow the way we want it to, or something like that. But that's a misplay. That's not a correct use of the word trust.
It even goes deeper now in letting go everything and hallelujah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay, thank you, Isaac. I will not be a prostitute.
Yeah, that's well, maybe that might be more fun.
Yeah, who knows? No.
No, I'm joking anyway.
Yeah, me too.
Okay.
Thank you, Isaac.
Sandra.
Hi, Isaac. Hi, everyone.
Hi, Sandra.
Isaac, what Sylvie said before with this trust, I was just thinking this morning, in just being, isn't that like this, we call it Urvertrauen, like this basic trust that we have in life, that everything is okay the way it is, no matter
Yes,
how it
yeah,
is?
but you see, I would make a distinction there. You know, just if we look at the word trust,
Yeah.
like it's, you know, that recognition, all is well, is different than the word trust.
Yeah.
You know, it's like for me, you know, when if I meet someone that I know is dishonest or a thief or something, I can trust that they're going to be dishonest and they're going to be a thief. If that's the patterns playing in them, and I know that they don't have a choice. I don't have to. So in other words, it's really trusting my own knowing. To try and trust someone whose patterns play like that to be different than that, I would say is being out of tune.
Mm-hmm.
You know, and all is well. If someone is like that, it's not like there's anything that's not well with that. It's just, okay, I get. It doesn't mean that there can't be love.
Mm-hmm.
You know, like, oh, I get it. Nothing needs to pull away or make that wrong or anything like that.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, it's like, and so then there's the capacity to like see a little deeper that, wow, there is nobody there. These are patterns playing out, and they always usually get met with anger or pushing away. And so there's a deeper, I would say, seeing or capacity to meet them, because it's not going into the automatic where it, you know, that system is organized to get pushed away. That's what it's, that's how it survived and that's how it's managed. And so when that push away comes, nothing really needs to go with it. Even though it might be painful or whatever it is, it doesn't need to go into trying to get it to be different, or because normally that's what happens, is it'll provoke an upset. And from the perspective of the upset, there's wanting something to be different. But it's rare that when there's a pattern playing like that, it gets met with just complete unconditional love. Nothing that wants to make it different. Just it's there, you know. It's yeah.
Yeah.
So it's and there's such a fine line, you know, between when your system is genuinely, authentically has that capacity. It's not trying to do it from an idea or something like that. It's just from a deep seeing.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So.
Yeah.
So that and I love that distinction, because you know that deep sense of all is well, regardless if dying is happening or illness is happening or whatever's going on. It's just like, okay, yeah, you know, resting in the arms of the infinite, and it's like, yeah,
Yeah.
the worst that can happen is a thought, actually.
Exactly. Yeah. I can see now where this question was coming from, because I can see that there is still this pattern of wanting to figure it out. If there is something, if a thought is coming up, to figure out what to do. But I can see this figuring out is unnecessary. Sometimes there are things.
Oh, beautiful. Yeah.
A necessary figuring out, but I can see this unnecessary wanting to figure out something instead of just trusting life. And I would really love to sit with you and the sun are just, you know, with this unnecessary figuring out, because I can see that is what was showing out or coming up as mistrust or not trusting enough life.
Yeah. Yeah. So let's play with that for a second then. That mistrust, just how does it register on the radar when there's mistrust happening? There's something that, like, somehow the system is organized in a way, just getting us really a sense of what happens in the nervous system, how that actually lives, you could say. And again, it could be generational. I mean, it could be coming, from your ancestry, and just like a certain way that the system is defending, because doesn't feel at ease. It's just like it's
Mhm. Mhm. What I see is that it in the system it feels like a slight shock. I could say like this, like this.
yeah, cool.
Normally it's very soft and slight, so that it's not noticed.
Yeah, it's just become familiar.
Yeah, exactly. And
Yeah.
then it's like the thought coming in and trying to help to figure it out, to get away from this freezing. It's a slight freezing that does not feel good, so it tries to get away from this not feeling good.
Yeah. So look, when we look at the field, when we live in a field where the predominant habit is dualistic focus.
Mm-hmm.
So just that focus alone is uncomfortable.
Yeah, it's true.
And, it's like we went to school in that, like our family had that going. And so there was really no safe haven, so to speak. So our system had to compensate and learn how to live within that.
Mm-hmm.
And so, like it's something found a way, but usually at a cost, because of course it's not just, I wouldn't say even trusting, there's not a recognition of what's untouchable and what's beyond all of that. Within that you cannot, it's like there is no safety, there is no it's just yeah, how can I say it? You know what it is. It's just, so it's like that recognition of what's beyond it, and that doesn't need to defend against ignorance or arrogance or projection or anything. It just is here, and it sees it. It's not like it doesn't see it, but it somehow, it sees deeper. It doesn't go into resistance with it. It just, okay, there is that, all that trauma in the field, and it plays out, and it's doing its dance. But
Mm-hmm. It's so wonderful to just sit with it and
beautiful inquiry, really. Because it feels like as that opens up, that's true compassion, because there's nothing that needs to defend. It just feels with everything, but it doesn't suffer with it. Just
yeah. And actually that feels very, very good, and
that actually feels very good. Yeah.
Heart and healing, actually.
Mm-hmm.
And the system is filled up with energy again.
Yeah.
Mm.
Fun to feel how the system is exploring now with this recognition. It's beautiful.
Yeah. Thank you so much, Isaac, and everyone,
Just beautiful.
knowing that we are one.
Definitely. Hi.
Hi.
Can you see me?
Yeah, I'm just making you big.
Perfect.
I would just love to sit with you.
Pleasure.
Such a pleasure.
Mm. Love, love, and more love. Mm. Yes, thank you. Mm. Mm. Carmen.
Hello.
Hi.
Hi. Oh. Must say I'm not very quiet.
You know, just recognize that the not quietness is happening in quietness, just like sound happens in silence. So the not quietness is just appearing in something that is absolutely quiet.
Just that I'm still processing all everything that was going on in the weekend and all the people I met and all the conversations, and I do want to say yeah, it doesn't matter, but still it's just
Okay.
going on.
It's suggesting, you know, when you eat a big meal, then
Mm.
the system has to digest and let it. It knows what to do. It'll take the nourishment it needs and shit out the rest.
Mm. I'm just happy that you are here and I can be here. you notice anything?
All good.
Be more quiet now.
I'm happy to hear.
Thank you very much.
Thank you, Colin. If anyone feels to tune into Birgitta, I know that she's probably going in for her operation at this point. So just if you feel to
2
tune in
o'clock.
and send love.
2 o'clock.
Okay. Thank you all for showing up. Thank you, Sylvie, for hosting.